All right, so you ever find yourself with like a mountain of PDFs? You know those research papers, the long articles, and you're just kind of like,
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you need to actually absorb the information, not just skim.
it's like the worst, right? But what if I told you there's this new Google AI tool and it can turn those PDFs, get this, into a podcast?
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Like, it takes the information and creates a conversation from it.
Like you're listening to two people, like experts, discussing the actual content of the PDF. And get this, Reddit is already all over this thing.
Oh, bad. So what are people saying? What kind of stuff are they using it for?
Oh, the usual research papers, news articles, but someone even tried it on a witch trial document.
Well, like a historical one.
Yeah, from like the 1590s or something, written in old German and Latin and everything.
No way.
Yeah.
The AI could handle that.
Totally. Not just translated it, but like created a whole podcast discussing the case, the arguments, the historical context. It was wild.
That's actually incredible when you think about it, making all that knowledge accessible.
Right. But okay, I gotta be honest, some of those old witch trial transcripts, even in podcast form, kind of creepy.
True, haha. But think about the potential, like listening to a summary of a research paper on your commute.
Right. Or like cooking dinner while absorbing history.
Yeah,
Crazy.
totally. It's definitely got everyone talking. But like with any new tech, there's always a bit of, is this too good to be true going around?
For sure. And Reddit, always good for a healthy dose of skepticism. Like one comment said it was like big pharma buying influencers kind of vibe.
Okay, I see it. But it's a good point though, right? Like,
Right, yeah.
how do we make sure this tech is used responsibly?
For sure. Especially when it comes to, well, information, which is kind of a big deal.
Huge. I mean, how we learn, understand things, it all comes back to information. So yeah, big implications.
Then there's always that risk of like missing the nuance. One Redditor said the AI summary was okay, but missed some of the finer points of the actual argument.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tool, at least for now, not a replacement for really digging into something.
It's like having a study buddy who can get you the main points, but you still got to do the thinking yourself.
Exactly. A really smart study buddy.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what we'll be unpacking in this deep dive, the good, the bad, and the big questions we need to be asking.
It's like wild when you think about how this AI thing learns, right? Like all that data they feed it.
Oh yeah, massive amounts. It's basically like if you took every book, article, like everything on the internet, and just crammed it into its digital brain.
So it's seen it all then. The good, the bad, even like those weird corners of the internet.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so interesting, but also kind of, I don't know, potentially messy.
How so?
Well, think of it this way. If it mostly sees information presented from one angle,
it might like start thinking that's the only way to look at things.
exactly, it's a reflection of its training data. So even if it's unintentional,
It could still have a bias.
right? It's like, remember that thing where people thought they found a secret menu at McDonald's?
The McGangbang. Oh man, that was everywhere.
And it turned out it was just like a joke on the internet that people ran with?
Because everyone saw everyone else talking about it, so it felt real.
Exactly. That's why we got to be careful with this AI stuff.
Yeah.
Just because it sounds all official in a podcast voice.
Doesn't mean it's the be-all, end-all truth.
Exactly. Got to keep those critical thinking hats on, people.
Speaking of which, someone on the Reddit thread said the AI totally butchered their favorite philosopher's argument.
Oh, no. What happened?
Well, they said it was like the AI simplified it way too much.
Oh, making it fit like a common kind of basic...
Yeah, like almost like it was trying to make it fit in on Reddit more than be accurate.
And that's that bias creeping in again. It's a tough one because you want the AI to learn.
Right, like it can't just be a robot reading. It's got to sound natural, right?
Yeah, but finding that balance between sounding natural and not just parroting back whatever's loudest on the internet, that's the key.
And who gets to decide what's right? Man, now that's something to think about. It's a lot to think about, all this. Like, where do we even go from here?
It's true. It's like we're standing at the edge of something really big, you know? But that's also kind of exciting.
Oh, for sure. Exciting, but yeah, definitely a little overwhelming.
It makes you realize, like, AI, it's not just some sci-fi thing anymore. It's here. It's shaping how we think.
And how we learn, right? Like, imagine if this PDF podcast thing really takes off.
Oh, totally. Textbooks could be podcasts, research papers, even like, what if your grocery list could talk back to you?
Okay, maybe not the grocery list, but you see what you're saying. It changes everything.
Right. And then there's the whole issue of, like, who controls the AI? Who decides what it learns from?
That's a big one. Like,
Oh.
could it be used to, I don't know, spread misinformation? Or push a certain agenda?
Definitely a possibility. It all comes back to who's holding the reins and what their intentions are.
So what do we do? Like, how do we make sure this technology is used for good?
Well, for starters, we talk about it, like we're doing right now. Having these conversations, raising awareness, questioning everything.
Being informed, basically.
Exactly. And not being afraid to be critical, to challenge assumptions, to demand transparency.
Because knowledge is power.
Right. Always has been. And the more powerful the tools, the more important it is that we use them wisely.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So, to wrap up this deep dive, let's leave everyone with a thought, yeah. If you could have any PDF turned into a podcast, what would it be? What mysteries would you want to unravel?
What secrets would you want to uncover? Let us know. Until next time.